we are an educational institution. Please comment your thoughts on education.
The education that we are imparting here and they are taking here is awesome. And I have been through the same process not too long back. If we do not know what to do with our education, education helps in a limited way and sometimes even becomes a burden. They must have courses on self-education.
And who do you think can offer those courses?
Well, I would want to present myself.
Sure, yeah.
Wisdom and education will make us more inquisitive, inquire more, and that will place us against the entire society. How can we go against the society?
What prevents you from going against the society?
So first of all, apology for interrupting this.
No, you're most welcome.
I want to know your thoughts. You have given some indication, but I think in this audience, we are an educational institution. Please comment your thoughts on education.
The education that we are imparting here and they are taking here is awesome, wonderful. And I have been through the same process not too long back. It feels like yesterday I was on the same chairs. But what I have seen is, if we do not know what to do with our education, education helps in a limited way and sometimes even becomes a burden. So along with the courses that they are being offered, their first year basic sciences courses, then their departmental courses, and then the optional courses, same as the structure here?
Yeah, same.
Same as the structure?
Very same.
They must have courses on self-education. They must definitely have courses on self-education, 4 courses at least, starting from the 3rd semester till the 6th. Before they enter placements, they must be sorted out. They must be very, very clear about themselves and life. So 2nd year, 3rd year, starting 3rd semester, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 4 semesters, 4 courses on self-education.
And who do you think can offer those courses?
Well, I would want to present myself.
Sure, yeah. But you know, there is the formal structure available is to invite somebody like you to give lectures.
As an organization, we have devised a formal structure also, though we are not using it anymore. Because right now we have moved on to a more national and global platform, not dealing really with educational institutions as such. But this is something we were doing 5 or 7 years back. So that structure is still ready, always fresh and timeless, so ready to be used. So we have that and we know of its potency. And the fact is, before I put myself on a wider platform, I wanted to work only with students. And that's what I put 10 or more years of my life into, working only with students. But then I experienced the limitations of that model. So I moved to a wider platform. But my heart is still in that. Dealing with students is something I always relish. So if an institution, if a serious institution of learning like IIT is willing, I'll be glad. In fact, the first place where I offered the structure that I had made was IIT Delhi back in 2011. We started from there.
For now, I don't want to say anything publicly, but at least I would like to request, let us explore the possibility with IIT Goa.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you. Thank you very much for coming. Please continue.
So as you mentioned that we need wisdom and education, but at the same time, wisdom and education will make us more inquisitive, inquire more, and that will place us against the entire society, because as we know that society is against questioning.
Yes.
So how can we stay firm on our stance in that situation? How can we go against the society?
What prevents you from going against the society? The question is, if we become self-inquisitive, if we start looking into ourselves, we might come up with something that may offend the society. Because when one starts loving questions, then one asks questions to everybody around as well, right? if I can ask uncomfortable questions to myself, then why will I spare you or you? I'll throw questions all around, and that may annoy or offend some people. But why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? If people get annoyed or offended or crossed, how is that a problem? That is a problem only when you have stakes attached to those people. That is a problem only when you want something from those people. Right? And then you will be afraid. I have annoyed that person. He may withhold something. If you are offering something to somebody without expecting much in return, then you will never be afraid. Fear comes only from greed and desire. If your aim is to bring the truth to the other without expecting anything or without expecting much, then you will never be afraid. Never. See, at this moment, if I start wondering, even as I speak, what the hall is thinking of me, what my approval ratings would be like, what if I circulate a feedback form? Will they applaud for me when I rise? If I start thinking of these things, my voice would lose its edge. My truth will be blunted. If I want to bring the truth to you, I must not expect applause from you. That is the only way I can remain sincere and truthful here. And that's the answer.
Yes, sir.
Sir, like you were discussing about education and spirituality also. But sir, like you were also saying that have some courses for spirituality and all that. Like even Indian parents say that like okay, you study the whole day, but spare some time for puja part, bhakti and all that. But sir, can't we just merge both these things? Like both these things seem pious to us. Like
You can do
education
that, and
spirituality.
all the
How to
so-called,
merge it?
yeah, you don't need to merge, you need to refine, purify. See, all the traditional religious practices, they have become distorted. But in their pure form, in their original form, the intention was always one, to show you a mirror. Because religion is about freedom from inner bondages and suffering and anxiety and chaos and confusion and all these things that keep happening on the inside. That's the definition of religion, very definition. Religion is not about God attainment. Religion is not about attaining a heaven for yourself. It is about freedom from your inner chaos and suffering right now. That is religion. So all the religious practices originally had the same intent, right? But they got distorted. So if you can look into the religious practice, refine it for yourself, and use it as a mirror, then it's wonderful. But if it is not refined, if the religious practice is not acting as a mirror, if it is not bringing you face to face with yourself, then the religious practice is junk. It will not help you.
Focus.
Sir, as you mentioned that the religions that were like created, they were like they had traditions keeping something in mind, but those got distorted. But as you all know that the definition of being correct or like being true keeps on changing with time. Like whatever is being considered right in today's world, that might not be considered right in in the future, and it was not considered right in the past as well.
Right.
So like how can we like choose what is right and all?
So things that change with time, as you rightly said, are not reliable. Will you want to be with someone who can change the next moment? Will you want to eat food that can get poisonous even as you pick it up and bring to your mouth? The waiter will say, when I served it to you, it was all right. But the half-life was 2 minutes. So it got spoiled even as you ate it. Would you want to consume such food? You won't want to, right? So that's the thing. We are all so anxious because the world is unreliable. We don't know what will happen next. That's why things that change with time must be taken with a pinch of salt. You want that which doesn't change with time. And how to come to that? By first of all, not labeling the changeable as unchangeable. Right? Lovers tell each other, I love you till eternity. Now what have you done? You have blocked the truth. How? You have labeled the ephemeral as eternal. You have labeled the time-bound as timeless. Now when you have labeled the false as truth, you have blocked the real truth. Therefore, the real spiritual practice lies in identifying what is continuously changing with time and not to take it very seriously.
Yes, sir.
Sir, now this requires real inquiry. If we are to go beyond just following the norms of society, and if we are to question even our own inner view of ethics, so that means we have to go away from society. Now, there are two kinds of people who go away from society. One is a non-conformist, and then there is the contrarian, who opposes for the sake of opposition or because of his inability to cope up. So how do we draw a distinction between a non-conformist
Both of these you have defined with respect to the society or with respect to the outside. The moment you say non-conformist, right? You're saying somebody who doesn't conform to the outside. Again, you're not talking of the inside. You have taken the outside and you have said somebody who doesn't conform to the outside is a non-conformist. Then you have said contrarian. Again, somebody who does not necessarily agree or rather acts in an opposite way.
always opposes.
Always opposite way. You are calling as a contrarian. Again, the center of the statement is outside. No. We are talking of the lover of truth. We are talking of somebody with deep inner honesty. He is not determined to oppose the society. His commitment is to inner honesty. His commitment is not to always oppose somebody on the outside. That's not his commitment. No. Sometimes I might agree with you, sometimes I might disagree. That is not the point. The point is whether I am truthful inwardly. Sometimes I might follow the crowd. Sometimes I might go against the crowd. Sometimes I might go orthogonal to the crowd. That's not the matter. Because the crowd is not at all the center of my action. The center of my action is my inner honesty. That's the young man we want today. And young woman, yes. Am I making some
Yes, sir.
sense?
That is correct. That is correct. So how do we go about on this first step of unlearning, or rather questioning our conditioning?
By seeing that a lot of things that you're calling as inner are not inner at all. What you call as my thoughts, my feelings, my desires, my targets, my goals, they are mostly all borrowed. But when they were seeping in, when they were penetrating your mind, at that time we were probably sleeping or unconscious. So we didn't realize that something foreign has permeated us. And when we woke up, we said, oh, there is something here, must be mine. No, it's not yours. It's like you're sleeping and somebody just entered your room and kept something by your bedside. And you wake up and you think that thing must belong to you. That's not yours. The same thing applies to your beliefs, your concepts, your desires, your goals, your everything that you carry here as mental matter. Everything. It's all borrowed. But don't take it from me. You'll have to explore it for yourself. Otherwise, this will become another borrowed thing. Just download the Acharya Prashant app. And there you go to the community section. And you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it.
Right.
We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Gita Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Gita community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.